Okay, hopefully everyone has had or did have a wonderful weekend. It's Monday. I feel like Mondays come so fast. Sometimes weeks feel long, but then it's like Monday again. How's it Monday again? Anyways, I had a great weekend. It was a fun weekend. My kids are at an age now where they're having they're always with friends on the weekends, but they always like to come and hang out at our house, which I love, actually. It's fun. Sometimes it's a mess and they eat through all of our food really quick, but I love that they want to come to our house and I get to kind of see my kids interact with their friends, and they have the greatest group of friends, and I'm so grateful for that. So we did that this weekend. My husband and I usually will try to be home when they're having all their friends over. So at this age, we don't want them to burn the house down. So we did that, and then we got together with some friends yesterday and of some of our friends, and we had a great weekend. It was wonderful. And I was thinking about the weekend, and as I was pondering what to talk about in this video, I thought a lot of the things I did this weekend I would not have been able to do with my eating disorder, with the eating disorder in the past. Because every single decision I made from the moment my eyes woke up, like the moment my eyes opened in the morning until my eyes closed and I fell asleep at night, every single decision was influenced by the eating disorder, even ones that you wouldn't even think could possibly be related to an eating disorder. I had structured and created this world that I lived in where it was just a lot of things were just autopilot, and then when events would kind of pop up unexpectedly, I'd have to make quick decisions, but it was always based on protecting the eating disorder. And I wanted to ask you, those that are listening, how many of you are making your decisions based on what your eating disorder is telling you need to do, based out of fear, essentially? And I'm guessing a lot of you, most of you. And how many of those decisions are influenced by your eating disorder? Some might be, there's this little tiny nook and cranny, this small area of my life where actually it's not, and I feel free. Or I'm able to do this thing that I absolutely love, and my eating disorder has not contaminated or tainted that experience, right? But most decisions are fueled through avoiding fear, right? Or minimizing anxiety. And some examples that I could use from my own experience would be, I've talked about when I went cold turkey on exercise, because even just going to get the mail, even though that's the thing that normal people do and they don't have, compulsions or any issues that they're working on in terms of movement, normal people go and get the mail. But for me, that had my eating disorder come in and been getting the mail is a really good thing because it makes you walk, and you have to walk and get outside, and then you have to walk back, and that's movement, and that's a great thing. And I didn't have those thoughts, but it was just in my body. That's just how it felt. Another one would be oh, I need to go run this errand. And I'd be oh, if I run this errand at this time, that's going to get me out of that's lunchtime, and then I can kind of avoid eating lunch, and I can just snack. And everything was affected by it. And so I want you to think about it, and I actually hope that you come up with all different kinds of things where you're whoa, yes, even the way I'm interacting with people, my eating disorder is chiming in. The order in which you do things, the time of day that you're doing things, why you're doing a lot of the things that you're doing. And I'm hoping that as you look at this, and if you want to write it down, that would be probably helpful to see, visualize, actually look at how much you are being dictated by this eating disorder. It's almost like your little puppet. And that eating disorder is just watching you do and act essentially like a robot, and not using a mind of your own to make decisions that would be in favor of you removing yourself from the influence of that eating disorder. And so I want you, as you make this list, to be what, I'm gonna chip away at this. I'm gonna actually stop making these decisions that I'm doing here to cater to my eating disorder. So I'm gonna stop getting the mail, and I'm gonna stop walking to get the mail. I'm gonna drive, or I'm gonna say yes every time someone asks me to go out to eat. Anytime that I can actually go, I'm gonna say yes, whether it's lunch, it's breakfast, it's dinner, I've already, you know, eaten, and then they invite me, I wasn't planning on it, and they invite me last minute. I'm gonna say yes. I'm just gonna say yes, right? Because most people, when they get invited out to eat, if they can go, they go, right? There's not like this fear based contemplation that they're going through when they're invited to do something like that. So that would be something you're like, I'm not gonna let that influence me anymore. I'm gonna say yes, I'm gonna say yes. Wanting free time or wanting to relax. I'm guessing that that's probably not something that you're doing now if you're not in active recovery, if you're someone who's considering it. Putting that in your schedule, putting that in your day, and like, actually, I'm gonna have free time. That's not something that your eating disorder is gonna like, but it's a decision that you're making without being influenced by fear. And as you do this and you keep doing it, that's where your confidence is gonna come from. As you keep essentially gaining control and recognizing, realizing that you can make decisions for yourself, for what you actually want to do, and that's going to, you know, give you the greatest opportunity in the future to be free from your eating disorder. And experiencing that, it's like a feeling that it's obviously not like a tangible thing, and it's hard to explain, but it's just like, I have control. I just made a decision and completely ignore my eating disorder. A lot of this, you know, goes back to like opposite actions. Essentially, I'm going out in a different way. You know, with making videos, I'm like, how many ways can I talk about the same thing? How many different ways can I explain this? But this is something that I think if you really focus on shutting down whatever that influence that you usually are having that's driving you to eat less and move more, and just start making these decisions that are very pro-recovery, and recognizing when you do that, that was actually you. That was your brain. It's functioning and wanting you to get better and wanting you to just be free, and keep building and growing on that. And your confidence will come up, and you'll start realizing and seeing that eating disorder for what it is. So that's my message to you today. Also, I was looking at the analytics for my channel because I discovered YouTube Studio, and like half of my viewers are not subscribed. And that hurts my feelings. No, I'm kidding. It doesn't. But subscribe. Will you subscribe to my channel? I don't know how you're supposed to say that. Push the subscribe button and the bell for notifications. I actually don't care if you push the bell, but if you would subscribe, that would be helpful. I've been doing these videos for 5 years, I think, almost 5 years. And I have so many videos, and guys, sometimes I'm like, why am I still doing these? Not that I'm doing this for like 1 million followers, but it is a little bit funny how relatively speaking, how few followers and subscribers I actually have for how many videos I've done. So sometimes I wonder, like, is this actually helping people? The emails that I got when I was, you know, addressing the recovery center indicate that I am helping people, and that was very encouraging, and that was helpful and motivating for me to continue doing what I'm doing. But if you enjoy my videos and you want me to keep making them and helps me to feel like my time that I'm sacrificing to make them means something, will you please subscribe? So that's my message today. The message before I talked about subscribing. All right, have a good day. Bye.